Hello friends, welcome to the last night of Dragonflight. I mean, technically we've still got a month before the expansion releases, but the pre-patch is tomorrow. And so technically that makes tonight the last night of Dragonflight. Technicalities are a wonderful thing. Hope you all have had a good Monday. Everybody is settling into their week, ready to chill a little bit. We're going to be tanking some keys, talking about Dragonflight, the highs, the lows, the best, the worst, whatever you guys want to talk about in the expansion. Hey, Noxious, still Prot Warrior, didn't change your mind? I have not changed my mind yet. I'm still enjoying Prot Warrior very, very much. Hey everybody, good to see you all tonight. Yeah, we're still landing on Prot Warrior right now. I mean, there's a chance that they there's always a small chance that they remove everything I like about the spec, but I really don't think that'll happen. Really hope that doesn't happen. Prot Warrior is still the most fun tank to me, both on live and on beta, so that's where we're looking to be. Alright, let's dive right into some keys tonight. I've got Algathar Academy. Go slam that. So yeah, pre-patch goes live tomorrow. Probably sometime after 3 o'clock Pacific time. That's when they're saying things will be back up, but pre-patches seem to always take a lot longer than expected. We'll see. Maybe it'll come up early. Unlikely, but possible. We're here tonight to wrap up the expansion strong. Hope everyone is doing well. If you need some keys to finish out the expansion, we're here gaming tonight. Oh. Wonder if that bug will ever get fixed when you invite a group and it you invite like multiple people party together and it delists your group immediately. We get a priest in here. And we'll grab this hunter as well. Should be a pretty solid group here. Get our summons going. Of course, we will still be doing the same keys for the next few weeks. If keys are still a thing that we're doing. I know they'll be available, but I don't know how much interest there will be from people. I guess there's not that much actually going live with the pre-patch tomorrow. The pre-expansion event doesn't start until the following week. But we'll see. We'll see. I still have a lot of crests that I want to farm. I should probably say want and not need. But I have a lot of items that can still be upgraded on my warrior here, so we're going to try and get them all done before the expansion starts. That is the goal. I think with items at like 528 to 535, those should last most of the way to level 80. If not all the way like into normal dungeons at level 80, but we'll see. I haven't done leveling testing on the beta, so I'm not sure what the questing gear looks like and at what point it starts to outpace kind of max level raid gear. We'll get some buffs going out here. Hey, Soul, how's it going? I was out here doing some end of expansion, end of season keys. Hope you're doing well. I'm looking forward to the pre-patch. If only because it'll make the warrior class tree a little tidier. I know for you the DK trees are looking pretty sick. They made amazing changes over there.
4, 3, 2, 1.
I don't know why I pre-potted. Algathar is like the second worst dungeon to pre-pot in. Excited to try them out some more? Yeah. I think the DK class tree is probably best in slot now, and the blood tree is really, really nice too among the tanks. Yeah, I'm not even gonna get any value out of the pre-pot. Oh well. We're only doing a +8 here, so this shouldn't be too bad. Let's kind of slowly gather stuff up. Got to make sure I hold aggro on everything.
Watch your step.
Alright, this should be good since we got all the skitterflies in here. Once the skitterflies start to die, we'll pull the other pack in. But those things are quite gnarly. Something is killing my priest. What is killing my priest?
Watch your step.
Throw a commanding shout out there. Make sure we keep everybody alive.
Watch your step. Watch your step.
So many swirlies to dodge.
Watch your step. Watch your step.
So for anyone out there who's got an answer, what are you most looking forward to in War Within? And what are you most going to miss from Dragonflight? It's a tough one for me. I think in very generic terms, it's always exciting to get new content. And so I'm looking forward to the new dungeons and the new raid. As far as what I'm going to miss, I don't know, it's tough to say. I do like some of the dungeons quite a bit in Dragonflight. I really liked Aberris, which, I don't know, maybe that's just a heroic raider take, but I really like that raid for a number of reasons. Not the least of which is the amount of SWAT blast locations it had in it.
Watch your step.
We'll get to play that for a couple more weeks at least. Oh, look at how nice and tight these things are. Yeah, I'm interested to hear everybody's perspective.
Watch your step. Brigade. Interrupt. Defensive. Watch your step.
Okay, we're gonna have a little bit more spread out here, but I should be able to easily grab aggro on them.
Stack high. Defensive. Stack high.
We do have a poison dispel from the monk. Doesn't look like he's gonna use it.
Watch your step.
Alright, well, it's okay.
Watch your step.
Once we actually get into the expansion, I'm definitely looking forward to the hero talents. But those don't unlock until you hit level 71, I believe. You can start speccing into him at that point. New content for sure. I like having things to work toward. Nothing in particular I think I'll miss. You know, it's funny because like Dragonflight was a very good expansion. I don't think it was the best expansion they've ever had, but I would have it in the top half for sure. And yet it's hard to say like there's one specific thing that I'm gonna miss most, you know? Which I think is like kind of why it would be in my like this was good, maybe not great category for expansions.
Watch your step. Run.
Oh, I got a whisper asking for a G invite. I'll take care of that in a moment. Make sure I don't die on the
Watch your step.
ad here. It was great. It added a lot of things that are sticking around. Yeah, like the new talent trees are great, but those are also sticking with us, right? So can't say you're gonna miss those. Dragon riding, awesome new feature, but again, that's coming with us forward. So not exactly something we missed. And maybe that is like one of the highlights of Dragonflight is that they kind of stopped doing the single expansion features and gave us things that we can enjoy that we will have coming forward with us. I'll miss having maxed blacksmithing. That, yeah, having to start over for professions is going to be a little bit of a pain because of the new profession system. Especially for blacksmithing. Like if you max it out and you can repair all of your armor and weapons for free, like, ooh, that's annoying. Go back to spending hundreds of gold after every raid night and dungeon night. Yeah, my warrior has like a few things in blacksmithing maxed out, but I didn't really dabble in professions too much until pretty late on this character. So I can repair like my shield, my bracers, my belt, I think. Which, to be fair, being able to repair your shield for free is actually a pretty big deal for Prot. Like we're you know, we're a boss and a third of the trash in this dungeon, and it's already at like 92% durability. So that does make a difference for sure. Hope the hammer will still work. I'm not sure. I looked at profession stuff on the beta, but it's been a while, and I don't remember if I don't remember if repairs are still a thing. I hope they are, because that was one of the cooler perks. I think the double duration files are not, or no, they are coming back, but they've increased the standard duration to 1 hour from half an hour. So kind of back to where things used to be, if I recall correctly. But I think my warrior is going to stay with blacksmithing because it's kind of fitting. It's kind of fun to be able to craft your own armor, and works out well for the class.
Defensive. Shockwave.
Cool commanding shot this next Screech.
Defensive. Spread.
Probably want to send that third orb before the next one. I don't know, we'll see. Leave it up to the healer and the DPS here.
Defensive. Shockwave.
Yeah, the only professions I really maxed out, I maxed out jewel crafting on my evoker, which that was kind of nice because I ended up getting the lariat pattern fairly early and made a heap of gold crafting lariats for people in season 1. Ooh, we've lost our healer. That's that can be a problem on this fight. Maybe we just send these early to stun the bird again.
Defensive. Spread.
Max Gym Kitting, never got the Lariat. Yeah, I ended up finding it like pretty cheap on the auction house. I think there was only one up and someone who had got it didn't really know what they got their hands on. So I bought the pattern for like 100k or 200k and then made like triple that in the first week that I had it.
Shockwave. Spread.
Oh boy.
Defensive.
Oh yeah, and we got 2 stacks of
Defensive. Shockwave. Spread. Defensive.
I guess that one doesn't stun the bird, but it does at least knock us around. I don't know. Well, give this monk a high five. Yeah, and then I did max out alchemy on my druid, or maybe monk. I think I did alchemy and leatherworking on my monk, which is kind of a weird combo, but I think the profession's kind of incentivized weird combos this time around, at least. I don't have any food that's gonna heal me up anywhere close to my... I don't know if I have any food to eat at all, actually, outside of buff food. But even a feast only restores 60k health. That is such a joke. 60k out of 2.4 million health. We're gonna have to wait for some heals here. Give these guys a chance to catch up. Alright, we're gonna start rounding up this pool. I'm gonna go ahead and pop my fur trinket. Let's get that big shield.
Shockwave.
Stun it all here too. I do think the profession system overall was pretty cool. Definitely wasn't perfect.
Shockwave.
I kind of miss being able to like craft any item as long as you put in the time, because like it takes weeks and weeks to actually level up your professions now.
Shockwave.
It does feel like you get rewarded for your effort, but I don't know. Feels kind of bad with when you're trying to reroll and then like you have an alt who has no profession knowledge yet. Does feel kind of bad. We'll be starting over with that. I have enjoyed the content in Dragonflight though. I think the dungeons have been solid for the most part. There's a few that needed some love to get tuned properly to where they are now. But they did get the attention that they needed, which was another really good thing. Like, Blizzard actually made changes when they needed to earlier in the expansion. And even like during the expansion too. You look at the state of some of the dungeons between Season 1 and Season 4, and it's like they're a lot better now for sure. On the whole.
Shockwave.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, don't stand in front of that.
Shockwave.
not quite sure where I would rank Dragonflight compared to all of the previous expansions. That might be a fun activity we can do later. Make a little tier list of all the WoW expansions. Those are always really, really spicy. There's a lot of disagreement about where they all rank. Yes, Franklin, we know you have Cat at number 1. Rest irrelevant. I wouldn't go that far. I will say I enjoyed Cataclysm in its day, and the couple of weeks I played Cataclysm Classic, I had a lot of fun. And if retail was in like a Shadowlands state where the season had been dragging on for 6 months and there was nothing new anywhere in sight, I would probably be playing a lot more Cataclysm Classic right now. Dragonflight better than the Shadowlands? Oh, that's definitely true. I would probably have Dragonflight top 5, probably not top 3. BFA was before Shadowlands. You skip BFA.
Defensive.
BFA wasn't bad though, yeah. Oh, sorry, I missed the Legion question mark. Skip BFA in the order, not in playing it. Mop was great. Mop was awesome. Mop might be my number 1. I don't know if that's a cook take or not, but
AOE incoming. Watch your step.
Mop is like some of my best memories from playing WoW. I will fully admit that a lot of it is just nostalgia, but I mean I had a blast with Mop Remix too. Just ended up not having enough time to commit to every different version of WoW that I wanted to play right now. More of that Mr. Pibb versus Dr. Pepper. Oi. At least 3 things you want to do simultaneously. Yeah.
AOE incoming.
Same.
Watch your step. Defensive.
This priest is having a little trouble living. It's a little surprising because he was like,
Run out.
he's done this on like a 15. Oh, I'm not gonna be able to live this all alone.
AOE incoming.
Maybe he's a shadow main.
Defensive.
Nope, he's a healer main. Is the boss gonna reset? We can clear the bridge and give Eximus another go. Yeah, I was having a lot of fun with Season of Discovery too. Another thing I didn't get to play as much as I wanted to. You wish you liked the Plunderstorm a bit more? I still don't know how much I liked Plunderstorm. I mean, I went all the way to level 40. I won several games near the end of it, which was like a really big rush. But then once I got Renown 40, I literally didn't play another game. So, like, my gut tells me, yeah, this is really fun. I loved it. But then, like, the reality is like, well, if I loved it that much, why didn't I play it after I got the last reward? How much of it was just like, the reward felt like it was really worth it, and I kind of, enjoyed it for that purpose. I don't know, if they brought back Plunderstorm with like new rewards, I would definitely do it again. I had a lot of fun with it while I was playing it.
Defensive.
Enjoyed a bit of needed MMR matchmaking. That might have helped. There were definitely a couple times where I got smashed by like some like rank 1 PvP players. I remember one match I was like running around. Oh, I guess okay. Someone else.
Defensive.
It looked like someone else was gonna grab that, and then no one did. I was just like running around, and I died out of nowhere, and then I see like Trill run over and loot me. I was like, oh, that's what happened. I got taken out by Peekaboo one time also. So I mean, I don't know. That was kind of fun. That was kind of cool. Getting to directly interact with people who are in like a totally different part of the game than I frequent. Enjoyed it enough to see it through. Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of like I looked forward to playing it when I was doing it, when the event was live.
AOE incoming. Watch your step.
I know we have some guildies who like, for them it was kind of like the ultimate grind and they really didn't have a good time, and I did not feel that way at all. Oops. I one-shot our monk there. In my defense, I did not see him at all under the boss. Okay, I'm gonna need to take one more of these.
Defensive.
Boss should die here though. Okay, I'll take this one. There we go. Boss dead. I like that it wasn't gear-based PvP. Made it a lot more fun. Yeah, that's for sure. It really felt like everyone had kind of an even chance, and like your ability to do well was determined more by a little bit of luck with where you spawned and what abilities you got early in the game. There definitely wasn't a feeling of like, you know, I've loaded into someone who does this professionally and have zero chance at all. Felt a little more balanced. Let's go ahead and stun these. Yeah, Plunderstorm was pretty great. I hope they bring that back in some form. Oh, we might end up... Yeah, let's just, or that should be a warning. Don't need those. Should be able to run in now. Welcome everyone who's tuning in now. So far we've been talking about what we're most looking forward to in War Within, and what we're most going to miss, if anything, from Dragonflight. One thing we've kind of observed is that like a lot of the big wins from Dragonflight are things that are going to be kind of evergreen and come forward with us into the War Within. Things like the talent system, dragon riding.
Run.
So from that perspective,
Breath incoming.
yeah, I don't know. It's like both a good and a bad thing that there's not a lot to miss from Dragonflight. To give one historical example, I really missed the artifacts when we went from Legion into BFA, and I think a lot of players did. But the talent trees, which are kind of the rough equivalent from Dragonflight, I guess, are coming with us.
Breath incoming.
sorry about that, chat. I wasn't huge on artifacts. I like getting new weapons. That is definitely... That was like the problem with artifacts, I think, was that there wasn't really weapon progression. Like looting a new relic for your artifact did not have the same feel as getting a new weapon does. But the talent trees that they had within them,
Breath incoming.
I thought were awesome. And the new abilities that they gave were really good. Okay, we need to get over here. Especially later on when you have the Crucible. Get a Titan Forge relics, basically. Yeah. That was a downside for sure. I should have just started the boss over here.
Breath incoming.
Arcano Crystal gambling.
Run.
Legion had some great things, and it also had some systems that were not the greatest. Hey, how's it going, Terex? BFA Net could have been cool if the systems around it weren't brutal to grind. Yeah, that was the worst part about BFA, I think, was all the grinding that you had to do just to like maintain power level. And the fact that things were not account wide until like
Breath incoming.
the very, very end of the expansion.
Watch your feet. Run.
Like if you only had to do the I mean the what's it called, the honor grind, we had to get like 100k honor. If you only do that on one character and you unlock that I don't remember what they're called, essence or whatever, for all of your characters, it would have felt less bad. But the fact that if you wanted to play like 3 characters and you had to grind it on every single one of them, that was not a good design decision. I feel like getting super powerful should be kind of difficult. Conflict drive with stuff when forcing PvP. Yeah. I mean, yes and no. I think... I don't know. I think the currency saving thing, grinding boring content is not difficult. I guess it depends on what you mean by boring, right? Like getting the one for Mythic Plus where you had to like do the content on the character. I feel like there should have been some sort of like time saving catch up for alts at least. I'll give you one example, like the Flightstone catch up or like discount on alts, I think is really good. Because Flightstones right now end up feeling pretty scarce on an alt that you're only doing like a little bit of weekly content on. So getting a discount if you have a higher item level piece in that slot on your main is pretty great. It'd be nice if there was a crest discount too. But you know, we can't get everything we want. Helm's going up to 525. Sure it is in a way difficult to keep doing. Catch up is a huge thing. They seem to be bigger on now. Yeah, like I don't think every alt should be as powerful as your main, but having to redo an entire like really long grind on every character that you want to play just to be relevant is not good in my opinion. But what about the gnomes? How's it going, random dude? The Loam quest line, yeah, stuff like that, having to do that over again. But like that was relatively optional, you know? Because you could always just fly down and pick up the weekly quest and do it that way. If you needed the sparks or anything. In Shadowlands, I need to swap mains and it's basically more fun to just quit WoW. Yeah, alt friendliness in Shadowlands was not there at the beginning for sure. It got less bad toward the end when they made renown levels like pretty trivial to grind out. And conduits like a little bit easier to get. But yeah, if you were halfway through season 1 and had to swap, that was not fun. Alright. Let's see, what do we have now? We have a Oldaman. My key keeps going back to Oldaman. I don't want to do Oldaman. We will... I don't want to buy from you. We will find someone else's key to do. Hey, this guy. Frankie, what key do you have? I was hoping the hero talents were basically covenants, but more user-friendly. I mean... they kind of fit that niche in some ways. You have a 7 Oldemon? Okay, so we've got a 7 and an 8 Oldemon. Well, we can... you still can't shift-click to socket your necklace? That's weird. That's very strange. We can find someone else's key and then re-roll. Let's see. What dungeon should we do, chat? Yeah, hero talents kind of fill that niche in a way. A lot of them give you a new ability or like give you the option to take a talent that you don't always take. And they definitely build around that. They're also like instantly swappable wherever you are, unless you're like in a Mythic Keystone, right? Because then you can't swap anything. Pretty good, just enjoying your nightly chill time, watching one of my favorite streamers, me. Oh, well, thank you. Those are very kind words. Academy's fun, pulling massive packs. That's true, we just did that, but I can see if we can find another one. How about Ruby Light pools? I feel like I haven't done Ruby Light pools in a while. I think that might be the only key I haven't done this week. A relatively quick one. Theoretically, once the pre-patch goes live, portals are supposed to be account-wide. Ruby Life Pools and Academy are your favorites, so quick and fun with decent group. Nice. I'm glad I picked the other one that you liked. Let's see, get some summons out here. Oh, the only person over here, so we'll have to wait a minute. Yeah, you can do some pretty big pulls in Ruby too. And it's a tyrannical week, so this shouldn't be too dangerous. Let's see, I think I've done every other key already this week at some point. I've done a ton of keys this week, just trying to get my crests caught up. It'll be interesting to see how tomorrow is in dungeons with the new changes. Yeah, I mean, pre-patch is always always a little bit of like a Wild West scenario, I feel like. It'll be interesting for sure. I know there are some specs that are like being tuned around having their hero talents, so they may be down in the dumps. Other specs are like getting complete overhauls of their talent trees. It'll be interesting to see how the balance is. Hopefully everybody's able to log in and like still do the content that they want to. I mean, pre-patch stuff is usually like tuned to be a little easier. Or at least it feels like it. Big tank changes seem to be coming later. They aren't a part of the PTR. Interesting. I did not realize that they had not added those to the PTR either. They still have a lot of tuning to do, so maybe they didn't want to be
5, 4,
trying to tune the live servers at the same time that they're tuning everything on beta.
watch your step.
Alright, we're gonna line aside all this stuff back here. Oh, nice grips.
Watch your step. Control.
It'll be interesting to see how those tank changes end up like actually feeling. Wonder if tanks are still feeling strong, are they gonna nerf us even more? We'll have to see how that all lands.
Crowd control. Crowd control.
Uh-oh.
Watch your step.
Oh, this ended up being way bigger than I wanted it to be. Oh dear.
Charging. Move.
Okay. Well, this is not ideal. But we're gonna roll with it. This is huge. Okay. We're gonna have to rotate some defensives here. Get a lot of count out of this for sure.
Charging. Move.
I cannot see what direction that guy's charging in. Okay, we dodged it. I still have shield wall.
Watch your step.
Probably gonna go ahead and pop it soon.
Charging. Move.
Maybe not, we don't need it yet.
Watch your step.
Oh, we got some more friends coming in.
Charging. Move.
Got one stack of the Incorp on us, but that shouldn't be the end of the world. It's about to fall off.
Watch your step. Charging. Move.
The Elemental's dead, so that's good.
Charging. Move.
3, 2, 1.
Sorry, did not mean to pull all that. Heh. Healer didn't even run out of mana. Oh, I haven't played with a ton of evokers. I don't know how they're doing on mana right now. Maybe that's a common occurrence.
Collides. Interrupt. Watch your step.
Okay, good. You can't leap over those. I was pretty sure I'd be able to, but You know, sometimes you just gotta learn on the fly at the end of the season.
Interrupt. Watch your step.
Three, two, one.
Watch
More
your
raid
step.
testing on July 27th, so maybe another round of class changes next week. Yeah, they're cutting things really close at this point. I mean, I guess with Mythic Plus not opening until Mythic Raid, I don't know if you guys saw that post. There's gonna be Heroic Week with Mythic Zeros only. No keys for Heroic Week. But that'll buy them like another week to get more data and do tuning on the fly. Not sure how I feel about that one. Like, I know in past expansion starts, they've capped the rewards you can get from, at least from end of dungeon, at like a +6 or +8, somewhere around there. And that is covered by Mythic Zeros now in the difficulty curve. So I get where they're coming from on that, but Mythic Zeros have a daily lockout, or at least they will have a daily lockout anymore, than instead of being like somewhat endlessly spammable. And also, they're only going to give veteran track gear, not champion track. So they're giving like worse gear
Interrupt.
than you could get from
Interrupt.
doing like a. I mean, we also had different upgrade systems, so maybe it's not even like a fair comparison.
AOE incoming.
I don't know. It'll be kind of underwhelming to have like raid open and then not be able to do keys, because that means you also can't like target farm a specific item.
AOE incoming.
If you have Abyss Trinket, you get one shot at it per day. 6 tanks, 8 M0s, 48 dungeons, damn good. Yeah, I mean, it's not a lack of content, but like, what if there's a awesome tank trinket in one of the dungeons and you just can't actually farm it? I mean, I guess theoretically you'll get 7 chances at it, and you can still get it on Heroic, which will be somewhat
Breath incoming.
equal. Oh, our DK just got destroyed by that flame breath. Sorry, friend. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be playing all 6 tanks right at the start, but I'll at least be doing 3 or 4, so it's not like there will be a lack of content for sure. And in a way, it'll be nice to have like untimed keys to help everybody learn all the dungeons and all that stuff. You also won't really be able to learn routing though, because like there's no minimum trash count in a Mythic Zero, right? So we'll have to learn that on the beta and then run Mythic Zeros and then kind of apply it on the fly the week after that. But I don't know, it probably is better like easing into the content like that for most players.
Crowd control. AOE incoming.
Just as someone who like primarily gets gear from Mythic Plus early in the season, it feels a little bit bad.
AOE incoming. Run.
Yeah, there will be plenty to do though, for sure. Which there's so much data and now it's easy to nitpick as an nitpick it as an individual, but they're trying to make the best schedule for the health of the game. Yeah, that's for sure.
Incoming. Interrupt.
The reality is, like, a month in, we'll have everything we want by then anyway, for the most part.
AOE incoming.
At least on Hero Track, probably.
Run.
So, it won't be the end of the world. It is, like I said earlier, we used to have a different upgrade system in expansions too.
Crowd control.
This is the first time we'll be going live with
Crowd control.
crests and whatnot. In Dragonflight Season 1, it was all Valor. And there weren't armor tracks, or there weren't, like, upgrade tracks. So you could just get something from a +2, and then, assuming you had enough Valor, you could send it as high as you wanted to. AT Potion, are the tank nerfs live tomorrow, or is that with the full launch? We were just talking about that. They have not been backported to the pre-patch, or to the PTR yet. So those will be sometime around, like, actual launch time. Unless they backport them overnight, which seems unlikely. It's not usually how software development goes.
Knocking back. Breath incoming.
5 Supreme Leader at 1 Mythic rating, a little more scalable. Let's say 15 to 25 instead of a hard 20. I would not be opposed to that. I also haven't killed more than 3 Mythic bosses in a tier in, well, since it was actually Mythic. Last time I went any deeper than that was in Siege of Orgrimmar, and it was still called Heroic back then. So, I think if it was a little more scalable, like, it would be easier to get into Mythic rating. Like, one of our problems as a guild has always been, like, our roster is usually around that 15 player mark. Especially once we get AOTC and clear out Heroic. So, you know, it might make it a little bit easier for us to dive in, or even if we have a bigger roster in that season, like being able to take the 15 best players into Mythic, or like not having to force people in who don't want to do Mythic Raid. Because we have some of those for sure. It'd make it easier to transition, I think, from being a Heroic guild to a Mythic guild. Which is probably a good thing.
Shockwave.
I don't know. I'm pretty happy just being a Heroic guild at this point. Finding our challenging content from
Collapse.
Dungeoneering.
Bait now. Shockwave.
Oh, that was a great bait with that boulder.
Defensive. Interrupt 2. Run. Bait now. Shockwave.
Well, that was an unfortunate bait, but we got tons of room. All the room in the world here.
Collapse. Bait now. Shockwave. Interrupt 1. Defensive. Interrupt 2. Run.
Oh boy.
Bait now. Shockwave. Collapse. Bait now. Shockwave.
That's gonna be okay. Good. Wasn't quite sure what that angle was gonna be.
Interrupt 2.
And boss dead. Easy.
AOE incoming.
Oh. We got an Incorp up the stairs free casting on us. Hey, it's up Carthage. Ruby Life pool nerfs almost completely changed that place. Yeah, it feels like a very different dungeon from Season 1. Do you think any of the Dragonflight instances will go down some of the best or worst M+ dungeons? I think Algathar Academy has a chance to be up there toward the top of a lot of people's lists. It's got kind of everything you want from a Mythic Plus dungeon, right? It's got interesting bosses. I'm gonna pull these guys back here. It's got a lot of options for routing. It had interesting snapping options, which is like very, very rarely a thing these days. The timer felt fair, like it wasn't free, but it also wasn't like the only point of failure you ever ran into. There weren't any like particularly egregious pulls or trash packs you had to deal with. So I think it's got a shot. I might have Uldaman in my worst, personally. That place is like, I don't know, having a 5-boss dungeon that also has like 7 bosses worth of trash. I just feel like that place is like 50% too long.
AOE incoming.
I don't know, what do you guys think? Favorite and least favorite, favorite and most hated dungeons from Dragonflight. I know Neltharus, a lot of people didn't like how much of a factor the chains were in Season 2.
AOE incoming.
Most hated Jade Temple. Yeah, if we're including like the returning dungeons, then there's definitely some spicier ones in there. I feel like Temple of the Jade Serpent had so much potential to be a great dungeon, and then they just like, in a season where they made so many changes, they just didn't change anything that made that place a nightmare to play.
Breath incoming.
I would also submit
Defense.
Vortex Pinnacle as kind of a stinker. Algathar Academy favorite, Noku defensive, Brackenhide most hated. Brackenhide's actually one of my favorites from Dragonflight.
Defensive.
I think I'm with you on Nokud.
Incoming.
I don't know. If I'm in a group that like can handle it, I like that dungeon. I feel like it's got a lot of really big pulls. It's got some interesting bosses.
Defensive.
It's also got some absolutely brutal bosses, which, yeah, I don't know if that's exactly what you always want. I definitely didn't like Nokud in Season 1 compared to where it is now. Oh, am I standing in that? Oh no, I just have the tank debuff on me.
Run out.
2, 1.
Breath incoming.
Got a Beerus on our healer, hopefully he takes it. Did he decline it? Or did he take it and die again?
Run out.
Oh, he died again. This is not great. This might be a wipe.
Breath incoming.
We got another. Oh dear. Okay. I'm just eternally getting flame spit on me.
Breath incoming.
I've noticed sometimes that my like whatever weak aura package or maybe it's DBM will say that I have flame spit on me when I don't actually.
Run out.
I did have it that time. Okay, finished off. Algathar Academy was hilarious to me just to see how huge of a difference tanks made on my warrior. Croth was such a nightmare, especially when they made it so his tank buster couldn't be blocked. Yeah, doing that boss on like Like doing that boss on Monk and then doing it on another tank felt like very, very different. Because you just stagger the entire tank buster. But then it doubles up with like the stagger and the bleed, so. I tried to do that place on Druid a few times in Season 1, that was bad. Noku Defensive Season 1, by far my least favorite. I remember Bracken had 3 or 4 times before Nokud. Season 1 Nokud was, that was rough. Oh, wait, I need to reroll my key. That was the whole point of doing this. Yeah, Season 1 Bracken Hyde. Alright, Azure Vault, that's not bad. That was a rough dungeon. I played a decent bit of Preservation Evoker in Season 1, and that second boss as an Evoker, especially if you had multiple ranged EBS in your group, was the worst time that maybe I've ever had healing in World of Warcraft. I mean, that fight was brutal. It's not nearly as bad now. It feels a lot more fair. And doing it on Pro Warrior now is super fun because you can just spell reflect and get like a free 10 million damage if you do it enough times. And again, a DK and just live the tank buster. Just death strike. Anyway, yeah. DK feels great until that tank buster does one shot you, which happens sooner than a lot of the other tanks. Let's see, I have a Azure Vault plus 8 now. Go ahead and get that going. I need to remember to use my repair hammer. We were talking about this earlier. Save a few hundred gold repairing my shield. We got a full group here, so I think I'm going to take these guys. And then we'll get you in the next one, Franken, once you get your UI fixed. Azure Vault plus 8. Alright, this is another thing. If you guys haven't already done this, sell all of your Dragonflight mats sooner than later. They will probably be valuable for a couple more weeks in the pre-patch. But especially if you have like rare mats or anything that's not super easily farmable. Now is the time to sell those. I've been doing that the last couple of days on all my characters. And it's also just nice going into a new expansion with a super clean inventory and bank. Also, I haven't done the Harbinger quest on any of my characters yet. Need to do that on somebody before the pre-patch event starts. Hey, what's up, Christopher? Just time to 10 necrotic wake on your brew. The difference with an AUG is huge. Nice. Yeah, AUG I think is going to be even more important now that tanks are squishier. That extra armor you get from scales is just going to be that much better now. Which is a little bit unfortunate. So they're trying to move away from having a very strict meta, but it is what it is. Alright, I got a quick joke to make to my guild chat here. I got this necklace and the item name is Amnesia. And I said in guild, I have no idea where I got this. Well, I'm trying to summon. These guys are just standing around. Alright, we got a healer summoned here. Why did the chicken cross the road? Because that's good. That's good. I think you missed our dad joke redemption last night, Franken. What's the best Christmas present that you can ever get? A broken drum. You just can't beat it. I'm gonna absolutely miss this dungeon. It's the most beautiful and cool music. Gotta love it. Yeah, this dungeon's really cool. I do wish you could still do the jump skips that you could in Season 1. I feel like those getting taken out was a little bit sad. Not really unexpected, because it was definitely not an intended way for you to navigate the dungeon. But having like all those different pathing options made it very, very fun. It's still a really cool dungeon. I will say the first time I did this on like a leveling character, I think during Season 3, and I tried to lead my group to do the jump skip, none of us having any idea that it was changed, and we all died instantly. That was pretty funny. That was a pretty funny moment. I just like jumped off, and then everyone jumped off after me, and then I died, and then everybody else died. So that was fun, and very low consequence because it was just a normal, but... Alright, we got everybody here. Ooh, health stones. And I should redo my file here. Only got 2 minutes left. I think the dungeon will take a little bit longer than 2 minutes. Yeah, Azure Vault's definitely a good one.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I kind of wish we'd had another season with the Mega Dungeon. Not that I think it was like the best Mega Dungeon they've ever done, or even a particularly strong Mythic Plus option, but only having it for one season, little bit of a letdown. Because we always had those for 2
Watch your step.
in previous expansions. They did launch it as a Mythic 0 earlier than they have with Mega Dungeons in the past, so
Watch your step.
I guess that kind of offsets it a little bit. Alright, come on over here, my little plants. That we may destroy you. You guys are just deciding to not cast for a while. Alright. We'll take it.
your step. Watch 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 your step.
Oh. Got some little errors behind the scenes there. One thing I'm not looking forward to is having to update all of our add-ons tomorrow. It's always a little bit of a pain on a pre-patch day. Won't be the end of the world though. I probably should have given the healer a little more time to get mana. That may have been a little bit of a mistake.
Defensive.
Oh, this might be a... We're gonna need to face him toward this pair, I think, because that far one is a little bit out of range.
Shockwave.
Looks like he was able to get a full mana bar, so that's good. Alright, we missed a tree, but that one should be... That one should be gettable.
Move to triangle.
We got them all.
AOE incoming.
We almost lost our healer. Oh, he had one of these guys chasing him. I didn't even see it. That's on me. Okay, let's pull him this way. A little bit more. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. Good tree.
Shockwave.
2, 1.
Okay. Don't love burning shield wall there, but we have it to use it.
Move to triangle.
Alright, I'm getting these two. Don't have victory rush back up yet. Get our AoE taunt out. Whew. A couple of these guys have like just enough health to survive that stomp. Now, hopefully we won't actually need to break these next ones, but we'll make sure we line it up just in case. Try to make sure I get this name right. I'm not going to pronounce your name, but thank you for the follow. Thank you, Vice, for the follow on Twitch. Really appreciate it.
Interrupt.
Hope this Monday evening is finding you well, or Tuesday morning, depending on where you are around the globe.
Interrupt.
Do a little cheeky double pull here.
Watch your step.
I know this ring gets avoided on hierarchies for the most part, but on lower keys I feel like you can get some really big value out of double pulling it.
Watch your step. Interrupt.
Oh, we got rooted. That's not good. Okay. Escaped relatively unscathed. Did lose our healer. Always unfortunate. Should we get a summon maybe? Looks like he's pretty close. Yeah, we'll just pull. What's the worst that can happen? Doing a double pull with no healer. I got defensives to chew through. We can stun these things. Most of the group damage is completely avoidable. And I've got a maxed out ignore pain, so don't have too much to worry about myself. And our healer's back. Easy.
Watch your step. Watch your step.
I think two of the things I'm looking forward to the most as a warrior tomorrow are getting Berserker Rage back baseline. That's absolutely huge. And the update to the class tree. I'm very much looking forward to that. Having Shockwave moved out of the capstone area and just fewer total talents in the capstone area in general. Gonna feel really, really nice. Alright, we'll double pull this. And then we can skip the rest of this stuff up here on this ring. Make sure we don't get knocked off. Always make sure you don't get knocked off when there's mobs that have knockback abilities. Should we troll our melee a little bit? Let's see what happens here.
Watch your shockwave.
We're gonna get him polymorphed.
Interrupt. Shockwave.
Nope. Sometimes you just gotta keep people on their toes, you know? These mobs can be a little bit dangerous here, so you want to be careful.
Watch your step.
Oh, another thing to look forward to is a lot of these affixes going away. No more incorporeal, no more sanguine,
Watch your step.
no more raging or bolstering, no more afflicted.
Watch your
Of
step.
course, those won't be going away just yet tomorrow. Let's see, where is the mini bosses? Are all the way over there. Alright, we'll pull these guys and then we'll probably grab the mini boss when he makes his way over here.
Interrupt. Watch your step.
Probably gonna end up killing this back first. Alright, in that case I'm gonna pull him into the next guard over here. Guess we can get a little bit of cleave out of this. I know he does reduce the damage of mobs around him. Or no, he increases their damage dealt. Well, I can deal with that just fine. These guards don't hit too hard on a warrior when they're just one of them.
your step. Watch your step. Watch your step. Interrupt. Watch your step.
Alright, we'll let our healer get a little bit of a drink. Beautiful. Ooh, boy.
Watch your.
That frontal sure slaps.
Shockwave. Watch your.
We're not gonna try that thing's gonna be dead before I get the boss over there anyway. Oh, boss is phasing anyway.
Phase change.
Let's make sure to do some dodgeball here.
2, 1.
Oh, lost our warlock. Lost our paladin. Well, hopefully we can get one of them up at least.
Shockwave. Watch
Got them both up. Ooh. Warlock almost got rezzed right into the
Shockwave.
orb there.
Watch your.
Not quite sure we're gonna beat another mid phase. We'll pull the boss all the way to the wall so it has to run as far as possible.
Watch your.
Because we're falling a little bit behind on boss damage here
Shockwave.
relative to her energy bar. I think it's a her? I don't know. It's a dragon. Who knows?
Watch your.
Yeah, I don't think we had quite enough juice there.
Phase change.
Maybe? Nice. Nice. Okay, I don't want to pull too terribly big in here as I start throwing my tossing a heroic throw at everything in the room. A lot of the damage these things do is avoidable though, so it does get a little chaotic when you have like 5 frogs jumping around.
3, 2, 1.
One thing I always did like doing is playing DK in here and just gripping the frogs as soon as they take off. It's a little, I don't think so, Mr. Frog. You're staying right here. Take these down the stairs. Wait. I got the dot from that even though he was still halfway up the stairs. Interesting. Okay, we still need. So where are we going to be at here? 372. We might need this whole room. Yeah, we need more. Grab this frog. Grab this guy. And this guy. Maybe. Do we need... Man, what did I skip that I normally pull? Maybe usually one more frog in that first room in this wing. We're going to be at 409 out of 410 count. That is really, really obnoxious. As well, I get one more mob. I thought I grabbed everything I normally do, but apparently not. A pesky one count short. Thankfully, there's one more frog up here. See if we can just heroic throw it to death while we run down. I love stunning these things in midair too. Alright, after this we just have two bosses. Did this just clear out every single rune in there? That's hilarious. So you can catch someone off guard. Maybe they were trying to polymorph each other the whole time. That's funny. I think maybe one kind of like meta thing that I'm glad we're taking with us into War Within is just the idea of returning dungeons for keys. The wealth of underused content has long been a critique, I guess, of WoW compared to some other MMOs. And getting to replay some old favorites has been good. There are definitely some misses on dungeons being brought back. Like having a season where we had Freehold and Underrot, even though they weren't quite, well, at least Freehold wasn't quite what it once was. But Underrot, I love that dungeon. My wife says it's gross.
Run out.
I mean, you're not wrong. It's gross, but it's fun.
2, 1.
Run out.
Seeing what they did with Throne of the Tides was really, really good.
2, 1.
I'm excited with what they've done with Grim
Find
Patrol.
shelter.
If you guys didn't see, I got a video up on the bosses for Grim Patrol now. I'm going to do that for every dungeon, although I may wait till we're a little bit closer to Season 1 to actually publish those. I think there'll be a little more interest and then once we're on the verge of doing them on live. Also, some of the dungeons I feel like I still need to do a little more research and learning in before I make a video explaining how to do everything.
2, 1.
Hopefully that is a valuable resource to you guys. Yeah, I think they've done some really cool stuff with Grim Patrol. Even outside of the bosses, a lot of the a lot of the pulls, the way they kind of changed the dragon riding to only do half of the dungeon, but you can actually pretty easily do most of the trash's damage, health and damage during that half is pretty good. I'd like to see our healer top off his mana here. Don't know that they're going to. There we go. Yeah, having returning dungeons in the mix is pretty cool, and definitely adds some longevity to the season, I think. You know, we get in like Shadowlands, especially when we got to like Season 2 and then Season 3, and it was like the same dungeons, and you had to refarm the same trinket because you needed it on a higher item level. Like, that got so old so fast. That's not really a thing anymore.
3, 2, 1.
On the other hand, it does make it a little bit sad when there's like particularly good trinkets that you want to continue playing with and you just don't get to.
Defensive.
Okay, that's an incorp. I thought for a second there was a little crystal up and I was very concerned. Come over and help with this guy.
Defensive.
Alright, they took care of that one.
Defensive.
Unfortunately, we did not quite have Spell Reflect back up in time for that Dragon Strike. Oh, and we lost our Paladin. That is really bad. I think he got taken out by one of the orbs underneath there.
Defensive.
Three, two,
This is really bad. This is really, really bad. Yeah, we're not going to survive this.
Defensive.
Okay. Well, we still have time. We've still got over 10 minutes. So, should be fine to time this key. Yeah, losing losing your number 2 DPS going into the crystal phase is definitely not where you want to be in this fight. Alright, we got everybody here. Yeah, we're good. Alright, here we go.
Defensive. Shockwave.
Now our first set of crystals coming out real soon here. I used Spell Reflect too early, unfortunately, there. Not going to have it for the Dragon Strike.
Knocking back.
Should get it for the next one, though. Oh, we're going to have crystals spawning first.
Defensive.
We had a orb spawn right under the boss there. Thankfully, didn't take out anybody this time.
Defensive.
All those orbs are in a bad spot right there.
Defensive.
Okay, we got these crystals really nice and clumped up tight this time.
Defensive.
Alright, boss should be relatively straightforward now. Let's move away from the orbs. This boss was
Defensive.
a beast in
Shockwave.
season 1. When those orbs would like actually chase you around the room. Anyone else remember that? Alright. And the slow? I forgot about the slow. Yeah, having the slow and trying to get to the crystals while also dodging the orbs which are chasing you around trying to kill you, that was an encounter. Definitely feels a lot more fair now. We'll thank this group, and then we got a couple guildies that want to come to the next one, I believe. See where the key go to. No cood. Alright, we're gonna be doing some dragon riding. Not our favorite, but it's doable. It's not the worst key in the world. Not the worst key there ever was. I think I got another helm upgrade coming here. Wait, I have 32. Ooh. Alright, we got 2 upgrades coming. We're gonna do helm, and I guess we'll go shoulders, since those are also a Mythtrack tier piece. Nice, look at us. Oh, Juke may have fallen asleep there. Helm, shoulders, knees and toes. Knees and toes. Maybe helm and shoulders, pants and boots, pants and boots. Alright, well, I'm gonna list my key here, and if we get a response from guild chat, we'll get some people in. If not, we'll just keep on plugging. Fortunately, even if we time this key, we will not get another upgrade directly from this one. We'll have to do 2 more. I don't know how I ended up with 2 crests left over. The math gets a little funky when you have some untimed keys in there. Let's see here. We could also just run a different key again and then re-roll mine again. Might be the way to go. Ooh, look at this, I have a Dragon Race bag there. A little 500 gold. I guess theoretically I don't even really need to be doing 8s, so we could just do 6s, but I think 6s are somewhat hard to find compared to 8s. Eights do give you the advantage of getting hero track gear, so if we get like some pieces of speed, which we're still hoping for some more speed pieces before the expansion. We'll go to this Nelthrus maybe. Oh, we lost it. There it is. Yeah, there we go. Fly on over. Probably get summoned when we get about halfway there. Seems to be how it goes. Looks like we're gonna make it before everybody else, or at least before we get the summon. Let's go straight in and behold the slurping noodle dragon. That got pointed out to me like before season 1 when we were doing M0s, and I could never unsee it. This dragon head up here just looks like he's slurping a bunch of noodles. Even more so on the loading screen. Let's see, we need a rebuff here. Been going at it for almost 2 hours now. I want to give a big thanks to everyone who's stopping by and hanging out tonight. Saying our goodbye to Dragonflight. Even though we'll still be playing all the same content next week. We will technically be in patch 11.0. Pre-patch of the War Within. Which may be a good or not so good thing depending on your class. I have no idea what the tuning is going to look like in the pre-patch. I feel like no one ever really does. Tends to be a little bit of free-for-all. But it's usually fun.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Going to chain that way.
Shockwave. Shockwave.
Go pull everything over to the chain here.
Watch your step. Shockwave. Shockwave.
Once everything other than the mini boss dies, we'll pull him toward the next chain.
Watch your step.
Whittle him down a little bit along the way. Actually, he might just outright die. These guys are pumping. Hopefully someone gets this chain. There we go.
Shockwave. Shockwave. Watch your step.
Going to taunt everything, and then got the other chain used here. Let's go.
Shockwave.
We're going to Earth Ellie down too. Just make this as easy as we can.
Watch wave. Watch wave.
Now our chain's coming out in 5 seconds.
Channels.
Now we slam the boss.
Watch wave.
Probably have to do one more set of chains.
Watch wave.
Oh, we did all three at the same time. Well, that's one way to do it. One way to do it. One way to kill your Windwalker. I don't know if these guys are all friends. At least a couple of them are from Tichondrius. Maybe that was intentional.
Which way? Interrupt. Shockwave.
You guys are on it with the chains too, and then they're pumping after they stun everything. I really like this group.
2, 1.
Mind the gap.
Shockwave.
Hello, give me some aggro, please. Thank you. My turn to do a chain. Nope. Someone else got it first. These guys are just on it.
Shockwave. Shockwave. Shockwave.
3, 2, 1.
Make sure we don't wake up the sleeping dude. Just let him have his nap at the stairs there. Feels kind of dark just leaving that guy there. Like he's gonna wake up and all of his friends are gonna be dead. Or maybe we shouldn't be laughing about that.
Watch your step. Shockwave. Watch your step. Watch your step. Shockwave.
These guys also have not let a single incorporeal get a cast off. You definitely see the variety of, like the widest variety of WoW players when you're doing lots of pug keys. Sometimes you get some people who, like haven't ever done the content before, and then sometimes you get people who are just like
Watch your step.
so chill and absolute pros about everything. That's what this group is.
3, 2, 1.
Watch your step. Watch your step. Spread.
Juke responded. Now that we're halfway through the second key here.
Shockwave. Shockwave.
We're trying to be very efficient crest farmers tonight. We will eventually get to the point where we don't need to farm any more crests. This is the problem of being a reroller.
Charging.
Probably shouldn't have dropped Ravager up here. Oh well.
3, 2,
We got mostly full value out of it. Didn't quite. Oh, we did a shockwave there. Just missed. Oops. Maybe we should have waited for mana. Yeah, it'll probably be fine. Oh, we got an incorp going off. Ooh, don't like to see that.
Watch your step. AOE incoming. Special coming. Watch your step. AOE incoming. Special coming.
3, 2, 1.
Watch your step. AOE incoming.
Alright, pick up the shield. And let's go over to Magmatusk. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to find my black parasol. Stylish black parasol. I don't know how you're actually supposed to get it to come out. I usually just spam the jump and it eventually pops out.
Interrupt.
Just make sure no molten core casts go off. It's the cast, not to be confused with the classic raid. What if it was confused with the class? Like, what if he spawned molten core in this dungeon? How would that even work? Just Ragnaros comes out to join the trash fight. Failed interrupting you pour into molten core. Well, guess this key runs over. It just ports a random person. Reminds me of the video of someone in Shadowlands who got MC'd by Tradova and had his Hearth Kidney Stone used. It ports the 0, interrupt melee DPS. Yeah, keep it fair, right? There's the old video of Tali casting his Dalaran Hearthstone while he's tanking a raid boss. Open with the little shield here.
Shockwave. Watch your feet. Charging.
Yeah, whoever has the fewest interrupts gets ported if they're melee DPS. Because they probably would be melee DPS.
Shockwave. Charging. Move.
Nope, one's getting off. Alright. Got CC'd.
Shockwave.
That's okay. Just getting a little bit sloppy. Nothing deadly has really happened yet.
Charging. Move.
I'm gonna pull him all the way past the lava here. Well, we're trying to. Of course, he's gonna drop another pull right there. We can kind of get him in the middle here where there's not any. Yet, anyway.
Charging. Move. Shockwave.
I'm gonna save Ravager for the pack in the middle after this boss. It's nice to get a little bit of AoE damage right off the bat on that pull. This one we don't really need to use the parasol because we can kind of just like jump down here, run along. Getting Ravager down right there is pretty nice.
Push back in. Shockwave. Shockwave. Shockwave.
2, 1.
Cool, we got both of them CC'd.
Shockwave.
There have definitely been some funny memes from Dragonflight.
Push back in. Shockwave.
One that comes to mind is there's a clip of the ad
Interrupt.
on Warlord Sargo over here getting MC'd by Shadow Priest. And you know the way the ads work is like they fixate someone and then start like slowly marching toward them, right? Well, it fixated one of the ads on the like upper platforms on the sides and aggroed it. So like that whole side came down and attacked the group. been some funny stuff like that. Go ahead and pick up our pile.
Shockwave.
Probably endless clips of people getting the charge AoE, whatever these are called, trinket abilities or extra action buttons on this boss, and charging into their death.
Shockwave.
Because they removed that one for this season, so you don't even have to worry about it being a possibility anymore. Just run into a group of swirlies like that. Because you're trying to do the boss mechanic and it just kills you. I don't know if this was a thing in season 3. At least I don't know if people did this as a thing in season 3, but I remember people using slow fall on Razageth when he's going from phase 1 into phase 2.
Shockwave.
You just slow fall people, and then when he does the knockback, they would fly all the way over the platform that you're supposed to land on and fall to their death. Oh, I didn't pick up a gold pile. Oops. If anyone else played Invoker in Season 1, there was a spot on Razageth's platform, and I don't think I have a video of this, which is really sad. But there was a spot where you could like hit rescue on someone and then rescue them off of the platform so that you would both fall to your deaths.
Watch your step.
That was always a fun one. Don't ask how I figure these things out. We had endless swap blaster shenanigans in Dragonflight in our guild. Those are always a good time. Now sadly we are back to 14 Awakened Aspects crests. One measly crest shy of being able to do another item upgrade. I did not reroll my key. No! I always forget to do that. Let's see if everybody's awake now. We're getting there. 523, my warrior has officially... Oops, sorry, bumped the mic. My warrior has officially passed my demon hunter on item level for the season. I think I'm a little bit higher in fury spec too. Oh, I can't... Never mind. I can't equip two two-handers when I'm in front spec, so we can't see that. I'm not really sure what I'm hoping to get from the vault this week. If you can still get sockets, I might just take 2 sockets. I mean, it would be nice. It would be nice to get a myth track chest or pants with speed, but I feel like being that specific is kind of asking a lot. I have 2 rings with speed, They're okay. Not the best stats, but speed is what we're going for with those for leveling. Really just any myth track piece with speed would be almost an instant pick. Unless it's like a really, really bad trinket. I do have a couple of hero track necklaces here too. I have my flavor pocket on this one, so even though I'm not dying, just getting 2 hours out of the food buff is nice. Don't ever have to worry about it falling off. Let's see if we need more people in for the next key from guild here. You know it's the last night of the expansion when there's 3 people online. And they're only half paying attention. Probably see if we can at least finish upgrading the shoulders tonight. 2 more keys ought to do that. They've been going really well so far tonight. Alright, well, let's just Stone Vault trucks. Yeah, Stone Vault is rough. I did a whole stream a couple weeks ago just trying to complete that dungeon one time. Finally got it done. But man, it is not the easiest dungeon in the world. I did that like the weekend before they buffed the 2-target boss in there. And I was just like, what are they doing? Literally spent like 2 hours wiping that boss in various groups, and then they buffed it. Got one-shot multiple times. Yeah, it's something else. And there's a lot of packs in there that are like, there's 3 dangerous packs right next to each other, and it is way too easy to accidentally pull all 3 of them. Molten Swipe by the mech boss did 4.4 million. Yeah, it's out of control. That is one thing that, like, having a little bit more gear will help, right? Because you only have like 587 or something in keys. So you can get like, I don't know, over 600. That'll be a lot easier. Your poor healer. Yeah. Yeah, I've done that place on DK, Warrior, Druid, and Monk. I think I did a little bit on DH too. And there was not a tank that was not getting just abused in that place. Alright, well, let's see. I think I'm gonna go ahead and list my key. We'll do Nakud. So I want to make sure we do get a strong healer for this one. I've seen some healers this week who have not been prepared for the level of damage, even on just 8s. Dude, this paladin's name is Libram James. That's all. Oh, I want to invite this guy just because that name is amazing. Oh, but then we won't have Bloodlust. I have not seen a better paladin name than that. And I've seen some good paladin names. Libram James. Oh man. Just got it. I need to get a screenshot of this. This is going on the Discord. This is going on the Discord for sure. Oh, that is good. That is so good. We can get a mage to fill this out probably. Yeah. Oh man. That's like a highlight of the night right there. That was really good. Get everybody summoned here. I've not seen a I've not seen a name that good in a long time. Oh, looks like the mage is already here. We can just hop in. Mage food. I'll wait for the healer to get in and then we'll do a ready check. Where? There it is. Okay. I couldn't see the keystone pedestal in the glowy soul well stuff. Thought for a minute maybe it was a normal. Alright, we'll get our ready check going here. And we got repair immediately 4 yaks. You ever ask in a group if anyone's got the auction mount just to see how many people get on it to show it off?
4, 3, 2, 1.
Here we go. Alright, we're not gonna double pull this. Not in a pug. And really there's just no need.
Watch your step. Crown control. Watch your step. Watch your step. Watch your step. Interrupt.
gonna go ahead and go into the next pack now. The Planeswalker should die before he starts casting anything again.
Watch your step. Watch your step.
One thing I do kind of wish. I don't know if I'm not gonna say I wish I had this as a warrior. One thing I miss about not being some of the other tank classes is displacement abilities. Like when you got a mob, especially these like little archer mobs
Watch your step.
that you just cannot reposition without something like a Death Grip or Ring of Peace. It makes me miss those tools a lot.
Crowd control.
Like sometimes you can kind of like get in melee range and kind of just blow them over. Do you play Spear in War Within? I think you're going to. I think we will, at least unless they add another set bonus that revolves around Dragon Roar, or Thunderous Roar I should say, as it's called now.
Watch your step.
Yeah, without the set bonus, the tuning between those two is like relatively even. And then the talents that you go into to get down to Champion Spear are just a lot better than... Because it's like the crit talent to get into Dragon Roar, or the haste talent.
Watch your
No, it's the armor and stamina talent to get into Champion Spear. And armor and stamina are really, really nice to have. Especially in Season 1.
Watch your step.
So I think that's where you'll end up going. You could play both and just not take Avatar, but that seems like a very foolish endeavor. Alright, just leap over and then charge in. So one thing that I like about No Cood is like I've got the routing figured out, at least for how I like to pull it. When you have that rhythm in a dungeon, it always feels really, really nice. But there are definitely some variables in here that are potentially sketchy.
Watch your step.
This group seems to have it going on though.
Interrupt.
3, 2, 1.
Run.
Yeah, but comparing Champion Spear to like being able to move stuff around, it's got value in a lot of places. But when you've got one mob that's just being stubborn and doesn't want to participate with the rest of the mobs being in the big death ball, it's not something Warrior is really well equipped to deal with. And that's unfortunate. But if that's like the one gripe that I really have about the class, then I think that speaks a lot to how good it is in general.
Run.
Probably don't need to kill the saboteur. Let's make sure we're looking in the right direction here. Look at that, DPS picking up the orbs. Love to see that.
Three, two, one.
Ooh, nice timing.
Two, one.
Haha, made you kill yourself. I'll clarify that was targeted at the mob in game that I just spell reflected to death. Don't need to be banned on any platforms here. No clipping that out of context. Another positive thing to say about Champion Spear in War Within is there's no Sanguine. So there's a lot less potential to accidentally troll the group with it. In case you couldn't tell, I'm very happy that Sanguine's going away. As I think we all are. If you are not happy that Sanguine is going away in War Within, please let me know, because I would love to have a conversation with you and understand why. Let's kill this totem and then we'll bring in the two guys from downstairs here.
Three, two, one.
Aesthetics because I was maining VDH and the chains made you the hottest tank for a week. I mean, okay, that's definitely true for season 1 and 2. But like VDH was already the best tank for half of the expansion. The chains are good even outside of Sanguine. And Ring of Peace is also like awesome on Sanguine. So we can get a Reflectos going here. Did that just not get reflected?
Spread.
I don't know why it doesn't work every time. Sometimes it just decides it's not going to. Very irritating. It's a significant portion of my damage on this fight.
AOE incoming.
Nope. And he casts Electrical Storm, which means we missed it.
Spread.
Okay, we should be able to get it now. No, don't... Guys, come on. Let me have some fun too.
Spread.
Come on, there we go.
Spread.
2, 1.
AOE incoming.
How much of tank power in War Within do you think is due to low stats? Being the beginning of the tier, classes like VDH suffering from lack of haste, for example.
Spread.
I think there's a lot of that for sure. I think Vengeance is the one that you feel it on the most, and it's not particularly close. Vengeance with low haste feels worse than any other tank with like low primary stats. Maybe Paladin with low haste also feels bad. Or close to as bad.
Spread.
Yeah, those tanks that like you're playing right now with like 35% haste, 40% crit, another 30% verse. Like you feel all those stats dropping down to like 10 to 12% for sure. Another thing I don't know if I've mentioned before, but like losing your season 4 tier set for the kind of pitiful season 1 tier sets that we're getting is also another factor there. And while we are getting hero talents to make up for that to some degree, like the Vengeance tier set, for example, is amazing. It's one of the reasons the class has been so strong in seasons 3 and 4. And going from that to like, hey, here's 1% damage and damage reduction. Unless you're a monk. Yeah, hey, what's up, Baktash? Yeah, the monk tier set is awesome for season 1. It's like, it's far, far, far better than the other tank sets. I think I mentioned that in the videos where I've talked about it. Maybe that's why, maybe that's why Brewmaster has like underwhelming hero talents. Oh, we did not want these guys. Okay. This kind of throws things off. I'm not used to pulling this pack.
2, 1.
Oh, wait, never mind. Never mind. We always pull this pack. This was not the pack I thought it was. I had gone in a different direction than I thought I did. I find the tank meta super unpredictable, especially with the changes in survivability. I think it's gonna come down to tuning, which is going to be ongoing like all the way through Heroic Week probably. And oftentimes the tank meta is something that isn't figured out until like several weeks into the Mythic Plus season anyway. So I think trying to predict like which tank is going to be strongest right now is kind of a fool's errand. Come on. There's our mount.
Interrupt.
I mean, we can talk about like how the tanks look relative to one another right now, but there's no guarantee that that's going to look the same even like a week into pre-patch. let alone once they've actually done tuning based on like Mythic Zero and Heroic raid data. And we also don't really know what tanks are going to look like when you're fully geared out, because a lot of times that changes things too. So I try to stay away from that talk because I don't want people making a decision to main based on like my speculation on things that I know are going to change. I'd rather talk about like, hey, you know, I'm playing these tanks in this order because I find them the most enjoyable for these reasons. Not because I think the numbers are best or going to remain best. And hopefully that's clear in my communication. I told my guild whatever tank I show up on in the first raid will be what I'm maining. That's one way to handle it. The way things have been going, there's no telling what tanks will look like tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, they've been ripping some huge changes late in the beta cycle, so no one is safe. Look, will mainly come down to high keys as it usually does. I'm super curious if mythic rating will be a factor. Rating was never a problem with tanks, regardless of difficulty. Yeah, the choice for raid tanks, especially if you're like a Hall of Fame level, usually comes down to like, okay, what raid buff are we missing? Right? Did we missed a lot of trash here. Oh, we missed this whole... Okay. Durr. Oh boy, okay. This got spicy. Yeah, I think raiding, like, you can make any tank work in raid pretty well. I guess there are some examples where, like, sometimes a tank is so undertuned on their survivability side that it's hard to make it work in raid. Like Brewmaster in early season 1 of Dragonflight was in a pretty rough spot. But yeah, the tank meta usually doesn't get figured out until later in the season, for keys at least. My videos are great because I mainly focus on the feel and design of the class rather than expect performance. Well, thank you. I'm glad that comes across, because that's definitely what I'm trying to do. It's always good to hear that feedback that I am being a clear communicator. We need, what do we still need? Still need this pat. And then we should be, yeah, then we'll be ready to go to boss. Somehow pulled this in a very different order from what I usually do, so I got a little confused. Yeah, the reality is, like, if you're not pushing keys up to close to title range, you can play whatever you want to, and you can make it work. You may have a harder time getting into groups, like, it's less of an issue at this point in the season, but early in the season, when I tried to do keys on, like, my DK or my warrior, like, sometimes I would just get declined from groups, even though my gear was as good as my demon hunters. Because everybody just wanted the meta tank, right? So that can be an issue, but I think it's less of an issue for tanks than DPS. And I haven't looked at this season to confirm, but usually if you go to like Raider.io or like whatever website people are tracking data on, oh dear, that's a lot of tornadoes in every direction. Usually every class is within 1 or 2 key levels of the highest keys being done. That may be less true this season because there's like an extremely strict meta at the top. But if you're already on that level, like, you're not really my target audience for the content that I'm making, right? Bye, still sorry bar for you. Not interested in that, Vice. Not interested at all in that. In fact, we're gonna time that out, buddy. That is not the kind of thing we want to be looking for on our channel. As soon as we're out of the boss fight here.
Defensive. Run. Fear incoming.
3, 2,
Knocking back. Watch your step. Run. Fear incoming.
Oh, so we lost our mage. Trying to moderate chat mid-key, probably not the best idea.
Defensive. Watch your step.
Nobody's talking about how much Cryo Augboker will get due to the tank changes. Yeah, having played with and without Aug, at least on Blood DK post nerfs, like, it is absolutely better now than it was before, and that's not something that I think Blizzard thought about or intended.
Knocking back. Watch your step.
But yeah, getting that armor buff is absolutely massive.
Run. Fear incoming. Defensive.
I was going to be an eternal monkey wrenching the system unless its fundamentals are changed. Yeah. It's becoming more and more clear that, like, that's going to be the case. If there's another support option, then, like, we could have a discussion about that, right? But the fact that there's only one and, okay. Alright, take care of that spam message there. Ravs is gonna be, the AUG is gonna be an instant lock-in now. Can't do any high end keys without him. There should need to just delete him. Yeah. They got to figure out something with that spec. Either add more support specs or just like fundamentally rework AUG. I think the way that it buffs 4 DPS in raid, but then can also buff the tank and the healer in dungeons, is just like, I don't even know how they could begin to solve that problem. So let them be like Demon Hunter, 2 specs, healer, and DPS. I mean, I don't know.
Shockwave.
I think the idea of a support spec is interesting, and there are a lot of people that enjoy it. So I would be a little bit sad to see like that playstyle go away.
Shockwave.
But they have to do something.
Charging. Move.
Support spec is a great idea for diversity, but I think it's kind of overtuned. And it, like, again, it's overtuned for different reasons in raid versus dungeons, right? Like being able to constantly buff the 4 people doing the most DPS at the same time in raids makes it impossible to tune for groups that are on that level of coordination, while also making it still good for like less organized groups. But then if you, yeah, I don't really know how they could even address it.
3, 2, 1.
I see what you're saying, but we have 38 other specs. I'm sure they can find at least one. Yeah, sure, that's a fair take.
Defensive.
I also don't necessarily want to discourage Blizzard from trying new things, right? Like, if they just admit that AUG is a failure and they don't know what to do with it and pack it up, then maybe they're gonna hesitate before they try something new, and a lot of the new things they've tried lately have been really cool.
Defensive.
I also wouldn't be opposed to them just like converting it into a tank spec. I know that's like 5 head level things that are never going to happen, but I think that might be kind of fun. Adding a new tank spec into the game would always be something that I'd be interested in.
Interrupt. Interrupt. Interrupt.
I think H-Pal Lightsmith plus Ogvoker is going to be a combo for the Ages and Myth plus. Yeah, that's going to be wild. That's going to be very, very crazy. Or even maybe Prop Pal Lightsmith with a Shadow Priest, or like a Disc Priest and an Ogvoker. Like the possibilities for combinations there are just unhinged.
Defensive.
Oh, I should have reflected that.
Run out. Defensive.
I should have reflected that one too. I guess I dodged it. We'll catch up on chat after the key here. We're almost done, and I want to make sure that I'm not throwing it to the last minute.
Defensive.
Reflected that one.
Run out. Watch your feet.
There we go. I think buffing one player at a time so that it encourages tracking cooldowns and makes it more skill-based rather than press a button and buff everyone. That would be a good way to do it. Lightsmith H-Pal feels like Ogvoker light that can heal. Instead of making support a separate role, just revamp healers to be heal plus buff instead of heal plus DPS. That might solve a lot of problems. Healers will be a lot more solicited as it is with current tank changes. That's true, but moving healing into more of a support-based role would be a way to engage healers without having to force them to spend a lot of time and attention on the tanks. I don't think that's the direction they want to go in, but I think it would be potentially a good direction to go in. I don't know, a lot of people don't like things like power infusion even existing, so maybe we're kind of opening Pandora's box if we if we recommend going down that road. Yeah, I don't think healers having to focus on healing is a bad thing. Halls of Infusion. Yeah, we haven't run that yet tonight. Let's drop it down to an 8 and give it a go. Yeah, as things stand right now, healers are definitely going to be more focused on tank, keeping the tank alive and all of that. The Shadow Priest would be good. This shaman's name is Absolute Unit. I hesitate to bring someone at 503 in here, but you know what? That name and also the main score, we gotta do it. Should have also added a note, Giga DPS, solo carrier, you're lucky to have me. I mean, the name kind of says that, doesn't it? Couldn't do Stoneball plus 3 on my DK. That's rough. First boss trucks me with the 8.4 million physical seismic slam. Yeah, I would like to see some dungeon tuning sooner than later to go along with tank nerfs. Healer to notice spell for shield. Yeah, it's hard to communicate some of those things on beta. Like, you have no idea how much experience people that you're bringing in have. I can make 2 with Vampiric Blood and Tombstone, but nothing for the 3rd. Post-damage mitigation systems. I mean, they haven't really done any dungeon tuning to reduce like one-shot levels of damage, which they said they were gonna do. So hopefully they do it soon. All right, we'll take this priest. So hopefully they actually do it. Bare handle it better, the same level, but the armor and defenses make sense, I suppose. Yeah, if you're rolling like 3 or 4 Iron Furs for those, it does make a rather large difference. Actually finished it with Bear. The first time I went into Stonefold, it was on Druid, and we did complete it. Quite a bit over time, but we did complete it. Funny how nowadays we don't wait for weekly vault, but weekly beta updates. Yeah. That's the point of the expansion we're at. We'll go back to being interested in weekly vaults in a short amount of time. I'm gonna try Proud Warrior now. I don't know if that Tank Buster is blockable. If it is, Prout's gonna feel great. If it's not, well, good luck. I would like to see Ignore Pain get a little bit of a buff on the beta, because it feels unforgivably small right now. Doing it at 585 is not good scaling. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Alright, here we go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Interrupt.
Fat fingered our leap there. Ignore paying up to 2.1 million is not going to cut it. Yeah. They need to give it a buff. Both to like the cap and also the amount that it, like an individual press of the button does. As it is quite small. I have to say the looks of this dungeon, very, very cool. Like looking down and seeing all the way into the final boss room, looking up and seeing all the way up to the outside world. This is a very cool themed dungeon. Never realized that's what that was. Yeah. You're kind of making your way around and down there. Oh, this is a cool little trick. You can pull the two mobs on the side here without engaging the rest of the group. Kind of a nice way to... Oh. I lied. This was working the other day. Okay, well. Here we go. Stun everything. Get interrupts out. Thankfully this is a +8 and it's tyrannical, not fortified. I don't know what I did differently, but when I was running this place, I think on Sunday night, I think last night, or maybe earlier in the week, I was able to split those two off of the main group. This time the other apparatus said, no, you know, attack my friend. Handled it nicely though. This group is turned out to be pretty solid. Absolute unit is dominating the damage meters. As well he should.
Shockwave. Watch your step. AOE incoming. Shockwave.
Alright. Time to pull in the ads. No, 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 no. Get on me, get on me. Get on me. I keep fat fingering Heroic Leap. It's getting a little embarrassing. It took a long time to round those ads up. That's something that was really easy to do on my DK earlier in the expansion. Just hold A-bomb limb for that and Don't even have to worry about it.
AOE incoming. Shockwave. Watch your step. AOE incoming.
2, 1.
Shockwave. Watch your step. Shockwave.
Oh, don't get it by that.
AOE incoming.
Lost our Shadow Priest at the last minute there. Couldn't quite get out of the AoE. So I'm going to go ahead and set up the next pull over here.
Three, two, one.
Go ahead and pull down to the next spec.
Shockwave.
Dragonfly is just deciding to evade for no reason.
Shockwave.
This guy's gonna proc the stun mobs if I don't get there first. Okay, there we go. Got him out.
Shockwave.
You know, binding shot, not blinding shot, binding shot stun.
Shockwave. Implant.
Two, one.
Alright, on to the frog. Gulping Goliath. Time to get gulped.
AOE incoming. Watch your step.
Gather these up as best we can here.
Run.
I stunned some of them in here. Gotta be careful. I got 5 stacks of the poison very quickly there.
2, 1.
Having a mechanic that just like instantly kills you at a certain number of stacks is
Incoming.
certainly an interesting thing.
Watch your step.
It's not something they tried in a very, very long time, if ever before. I can't really remember any other mechanic exactly like that.
Run.
Just AoE the frogs down before the boss sculpts them.
3, 2, 1.
Oh man, it's getting a little tired in here.
Watch your step. Run.
Three, two,
AOE incoming. Watch your step.
There we go. Oh man.
Breath incoming. Interrupt. Breath incoming.
3, 2, 1.
Breath incoming. Interrupt.
Okay. I need to get better control on these mobs.
Breath incoming.
Three, two, one.
Breath incoming. Breath incoming.
Thought I would be out of that. Went off just a touch earlier than I was expecting to.
Three, two, one.
shelter. Watch your step.
Well, that's gonna take out two of them.
Find shelter.
Oh, it took out the hunter too. That's not good.
Watch your step.
This is a group without a B-res. Now the interesting thing about this fight is once you lose a player, it actually becomes easier for your healer to heal all the damage.
Find shelter.
Probably was easy compared to DK. Well, that's encouraging to hear. And DK's got it rough on a lot of stuff like tank busters out there right
Watch
now.
your step.
Good to hear you had some success on Proud Warrior.
Find shelter.
Well, this is an unfortunate spot. Gotta get in here real tight.
Watch your step.
3, 2, 1.
Alright, boss down. Oh man, sorry chat. I'm getting a little sleepy over here.
Breath incoming. Breath incoming.
Camera angle stream.
Interrupt. Run. Knocking back.
Uh-oh. That's our Shadow Priest.
Interrupt. Run. Knocking back.
Oh,
Interrupt.
2, 1.
Run. Knocking back.
Alright. Primal Tsunami. Make sure we don't get knocked into any of those.
Knocking back.
And then my favorite, reflect the focus deluge. Make him cast it on himself. Oh, spell reflect never gets old. Just a cool, almost 4 million damage from one cast of it there. Okay, gonna have to dodge. Oh, that was almost incredibly bad. Oh, that was bad. Oh, that was bad. We did not have enough stops. Probably just need to reset this.
Knocking back.
Well, I mean, I don't know if I can spell reflect every focus deluge, then maybe we just carry this.
Knocking back.
Yeah, maybe we just carry. Enjoy being a tank while it's still strong to be a tank. I mean, we've got a healer here too, so it's just gonna take a minute. Oh boy, oh boy. Well, if healer goes down, we are gonna reset this.
3, 2, 1.
We're gonna get some fun damage on spell reflect out of this fight. I tell you what, though, it's already almost 19 million. Okay, shaman stood up.
Knocking back.
No, it didn't reflect. Wait, it did? The animation just didn't. Weird.
2, 1.
23 million damage on spell reflect. Suppose that's one way to do a boss fight. See if these guys get anything interesting. Ended up doing over 200k overall. Feels pretty good. go max out our shoulders now. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. So we still need aspects crests for necklace. I'm probably just gonna end up probably going with this one because it's got so much haste on it. I may just end up upgrading this one. We'll see how many crests I want to farm, because it would be nice to keep the flavor pocket. Although I don't know if that's going to get disabled on pre-patch or disabled when we hit level 81. I don't know how all that's going to get handled. And then I need crests for chest and gloves. Hopefully one of those gets upgraded to myth track tomorrow. If not, we'll just take sockets. Belt, pants. Well, I guess pants are also hero track. Belt and boots are both myth track, so we'll want to upgrade those next probably. But we will see what we get out of the vault tomorrow, when the servers eventually come online. That is going to do it for me tonight, though, guys. Thanks everyone for hanging out, for stopping by and being awesome. Really appreciate all my community that we're building up here. I'll probably not be streaming tomorrow, but I may be back on Wednesday. We'll see. I'll let you guys know on the Discord when the next stream's going to be. Yeah, it was definitely fun, low to the sea. Thank you so much again for, yeah, just all the chat and hanging out. I'll catch you guys next time. I'll let you know when it's going to be on the Discord, so go ahead and join it. It's on the YouTube and on Twitch if you guys want to hang out there. And I hope you all have a good start to your week. Good middle of your week, I guess. So, catch y'all next time. Bye.